flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Football game days are fun for the whole family, but not every child is ready for 4 quarters in the stadium. That's why the Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates for kids ages 5 to 12. While you enjoy the game, your kids enjoy their own adventure at the museum, conveniently located just steps from the stadium. Registration required. And the fun isn't just on game days. The museum is open 6 days a week with 3 floors of hands-on play and activities. Out-of-town families, make the most of your weekend in Lincoln. Visit lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in. Raff's Good Take on Sports. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got Chris Raff streaming in all the way down there in Alabama. Harrison Arns back in Lincoln, the capital city of our beautiful State, Nebraska. Chris Raff, how's it going on a chilly fall night, at least here in Lincoln, Nebraska?
It's going not too bad down here. I think it topped out at like 72 degrees down here today. So still a little bit. Holy cow, Ralph's roadies. Those are Ralph's roadies right there.
That is incredible. I'm going to tell these boys just to wait because that is so funny that we got 2 traffic cones for anybody who was waiting. There they are. So shout out to the traffic cones right here in front of the Lincoln Haymarket. Oh, man. You got to love it. The night shenanigans here, Chris Raff, make me laugh quite often. So shout out to those gentlemen. I don't know where they're possibly could be going in those costumes. Well, I guess maybe there's Halloween parties already in the colleges. I don't know how all that stuff works. I wasn't in a frat, but I got derailed. What were you saying, Raff? That's on me.
I was just saying it was a nice day down here in Alabama. We still got some 70-degree weather down here. It's kind of funny in the mornings. It's like 40s, 41, 44. People are like, "Oh, it's horrible," and I'm sitting in my shorts going, "We're good. We get it up to 60. We're fine today. We get to 70. It's perfect." But I thought when you started the show and you had us like on kind of like, if you're watching on the screen, we were like side pictures. I thought you were going to put up the starting lineups of the World Series because holy cow, I am disappointed in myself as a baseball person. I guess I'm no longer a baseball person because I honestly pulled up the Toronto Blue Jays roster and I think I know like 3 people and 2 of them I didn't even know played for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's one of those things where working at the ticket, I got to tell myself like, let's go watch some ball. And I've fallen in love with watching college baseball a lot. Like I have no problems there, but MLB is always a tough one because it's such a long season. But when you look at some of these rosters, and again, like especially for a team like Toronto, if you're wondering, well, how the hell are the Toronto Blue Jays there? I'll see if I can pull up the rosters when we can put them side by side on screen so everybody can watch. But it makes sense when you start breaking it down.
It's so crazy for something that I loved so passionately growing up as a kid. I mean, I woke up every morning to look at the newspaper. Harrison newspapers, they used to come every morning to your front door at the house, and they'd be wrapped up, and paper boys would deliver them, and paper girls would deliver them. And you'd open them up, and there was a sports page, and there was like 5 or 6 pages. And the first page had box scores of each game, who had the hits, the innings pitched, and stuff like that. And that was the highlight of my morning, my Cocoa Pebbles and my sports page to look at box scores. Like I looked at the roster and like, I did not know Max Scherzer pitched for the Blue Jays. I did not know that George Springer, well, I might have known that possibly. I could have possibly have got that. And then Vladimir Guerrero was the only one I kind of thought played from, but I was not sure. And it's just like, I look back on the days of like growing up big, California Angels fans. Like I can probably name right now the starting 9 of the 1984 California Angels and Milwaukee Brewers, Kansas City Royals, New York Yankees, and all these teams that I could name probably 75% of the players from the 80s. And now here we are. And I'm just like, I'm dumbfounded by it that to be honest with you, I had to look up to see when the World Series was starting.
Yeah, Friday.
I feel, I don't know. Once again, I go back. I just feel like Major League Baseball, I don't know if they're dropping the ball or maybe we're just in the Midwest and Major League Baseball they don't really care much about the Midwest people and they go more for the coasts, East and the West Coast. I don't know.
We live and die with the Royals a little bit and the Cubs a little bit. And it feels like our Midwest teams, and you guys can correct me on the text line if I'm wrong. It feels like it's a lot of Royals, Cardinals, Cubs, and maybe you get some other Ducks in there. But for the most part, that's kind of what I see. And if those teams are struggling or out of the mix, you hear less about it. I remember when the Royals won, I was living in Hartington, but I remember Hartington, just like everyone losing their minds over the Kansas City Royals. Yeah. And then you go look at the parade in KC that they have. That was unreal. And I don't know what it was like in Lincoln when they won that World Series, but I got to imagine the place was electric. Raff, I know all too well that if we have any technical issue with the Royals, even if it's not on us, And there's times they do work with us fantastic. I have no problems, but weather happens. Sometimes you can't stop weather. And there's the situation where one of the towers got damaged, and man, the threats came in hot. And it was one of those things that's like, believe me, I would love to give you guys Royals, but you guys are scaring me for how much they love it down here. But it's great. There's a fanatics for some of these Midwest or close to Midwest baseball teams.
So are there, I'm wondering too, like the listeners listening right now, are there a lot of people in Nebraska going, yes, the World Series starts on Friday? I mean, are there a lot of those people? Like, it just feels like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. Maybe I'm just not close enough to it. I just don't focus enough on it. But it just feels like it's just not the same as what it was. I kind of draws back to the steroid era. I remember like 97, 98. Those years. I mean, it was just electric, and I just feel like ever since then, they just haven't been able to get back that same sort of buzz for the game. Because I heard. Like Shohei had 3 home runs and pitched 6 innings and 10 strikeouts and the catching. And it's like, if you asked me today, like, I mean, I heard it, but look at Reggie Jackson. I mean, he hit 3 home runs, 1978, I believe. And they still talk about that. I mean, if you walked up probably a normal person and said Reggie Jackson or Shohei Ohtani, I'm guessing they probably know Reggie Jackson before Shohei.
Maybe Shohei Ohtani's. He's what he did is unreal, and I mean there are these awesome moments.
Does it get the same publicity? Like what he is doing is crazy unreal, but it's like, does it get the same publicity? Like drawback. I mean, I know you're younger, you probably don't remember it as much, but like Mark McGwire, like cutting in, going live on his at bats, like Shohei. It's like, does that draw the same buzz? Do the players of this generation draw the same? Like, is there anything out there that would draw the national attention to where we've got to cut in live and show this player's at bat or this guy pitching? What is there anything out there like that right now with Major League Baseball?
Shohei Ohtani, that literally happened last year during the NFL game. I want to say it was during an NFL game, or maybe it was an NBA. I don't think it would be NBA. I actually want to say it was NFL, and yeah, they did some split screen to show. Oh no, that was Aaron Judge. It might have been Aaron Judge going for that home run. Yeah. So I mean, you do have those moments. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, if Shohei Ohtani can't bring the people to the TV, that's just not a great sign for baseball. We do got some text in here. A couple from unknown texter 8985. He chimes in saying we got cable in 1982. He says, and I was 7, and the Cubs and the Braves and the Mets had every game on their respective channels. And I picked the Cubs. So again, those Midwest teams, gets Cubs fans. He also says he is pumped for the World Series, but I have to root for Canada because the Dodgers have become the Yankees times infinity. And you might not be wrong with that take. And I do want to point this out just for the viewership, right? You're wondering, I mean, I think it's obvious that baseball is nowhere near what its peak used to be. And this only goes up to 2022. So in 73, you actually had the Nielsen ratings. You're actually to rack up how many people are watching these games. And in 73, the average viewership of the World Series, 34 million viewers. And its peak was in 78 with 44 million. Let's go to 2022. I don't know where the 23, 24 is. And obviously we don't know 25 yet. But 22, its peak was 38 million. What do you think it was in 22, Raff?
12 million.
Wow. 11.8, really close.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yes, you went from 44 million to 12 million. And even last year, it was even worse with about 10 million. 2 years ago, excuse me.
Man, just hearing that's just crazy to think that. I wonder what was it like in like 97, 98? Did it kind of peak a little bit there? Did it kind of
97? It was doing all right. So actually, no, not so great. 97. I mean, it's a pretty, let me just pull this up for everyone so they can see what I'm looking at here. And again, this is take it with a grain of salt. It is weeky, but it's going off of the Nielsen TV rating, so I'm not too worried about the information being false if they're just going off of Nielsen. But let me share it for the group to see. And if you're listening on stream, it's just going down is the easiest way to say it. The blue is the ratings, which, make what you will of that. But the actual yellow, that's the viewership in millions.
Gotcha.
And you can see it just steadily goes down and down and down as the years have gone by.
So what do you think? Like, you got the Dodgers in it, you got Toronto. Does baseball need like a Dodgers Yankees, just kind of to evil versus evil? And would that bring things? Do you think that would bring more viewership as having, putting those two Goliaths together? I know the Yankees, they were okay this year, but they unable to, of course, make it to the World Series. But is that what baseball needs? Do you think is that West versus East Coast just to kind of bring back a little bit of that buzz? Do you think?
Well, let's go back to last year. It was Yankees and Dodgers, right?
And I don't think it was the Yankee. Was it the Yankee? Yeah,
I think it was.
It was? Oh man. Okay, so Yankees and Dodgers. Was it Yankees versus Dodgers last year?
I want to say it was. I could be mistaken. Yeah, Yankees Dodgers. And the viewership was, Raff, to your hypothesis, does that fix the problem? What do you think viewership was?
I'm gonna say
average
16 million.
You're good at this. Yeah, 15.81. So
you can went up a little bit.
Yeah, it goes up a little bit, but nothing close to what it was in the past.
Man, that is crazy. I don't know. It kind of upsets me a little bit, the fact that, but I guess I've got to be a better baseball fan and I've got to pay more attention to it. But I also wonder too, but I guess you have it on the internet. I guess you can look at it every morning, but I don't know, maybe just that joy of opening up a newspaper every morning and seeing the box scores. Because that's where, most of my knowledge came from was, looking at having that access to look like on the internet or whatever we call it now. If you go to ESPN, you've got to individually open up every game. Then you got to open up each team's box score. And with the newspapers, you'd open it up and you'd have everything. I guess that's one of the things that I cherish about the 80s was the newspapers, was that easy access to where I could look at every single team's box score. So I don't know. It's weird that because crazy. Like even the Dodgers, like I was thinking about it. It's like, so Shohei, now Kershaw's still playing, but he's retiring after the year, or did he retire? But he's playing it out, I believe.
Yeah, he's retiring.
So he's still there. And then Freddie Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
I think you still got guys like Judge who are going to draw crowds, Freeman who are going to draw crowds, Shohei Ohtani. You can throw a bunch of guys in there, but I just, you're the answer. You have the answer somewhere, even if you don't know it, as to why baseball has fallen, because you were one of those people that absorbed it every single day, and now you're not. Yeah. So somewhere within your heart, you have the answer, Raff. And maybe it is something as simple as the newspapers.
I think it's the newspaper for me. I really do. Like every morning, you needed something. Even if you weren't a fan of the Mariners, for instance, you still would look and you'd see, Edgar Martinez, Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, and you'd see those names that, like, I guess I wouldn't see them now because I don't have that newspaper in front of me. And I probably am not going to open up the Seattle Mariners box score on ESPN.com. I mean, it's just, every once in a while, maybe I'll open it up and look and see, what Salvador Perez what his batting average is, or how many home runs he has, or Bobby Witt, but it's not an everyday thing. Like, I think that I would say a lot of my baseball knowledge came from the newspaper. So I'm saying, bring back the newspaper.
Well, people got to go subscribe to the newspaper businesses because that's the whole problem in itself. I mean, how many of those places are shutting down doors because the internet has taken over? I think the newspaper thing is real to a degree. I don't know what the total effect of it was, but there was a point in time where the newspaper's beauty was you got a concise amount of information of if you want to know ball, here's what you need to know. In baseball, in basketball, in football, in hockey, here's what you need to know if you enjoy watching ball. Nowadays, it's almost like an overflow of information. And when you have an overflow of information, you almost get more people tuning out because it's just like, oh, I can keep up with all of this. This is crazy. And then they just, they go on their X feed and it'll be Shohei Ohtani to, a Husker meme to volleyball to, you're getting all of it, but it's so flash and all over the place. The newspaper era, it was concise. Here's the names you need to know. Here's the teams that are hot. Here's how they did. All right there for you. And everyone was on the same page because everyone was reading that same newspaper. So, Raff, I'm sure you went to school. You guys were talked about the newspaper that morning.
And you had access to all those names. I don't even know why Juan Beniquez is going through my head right now. I have no clue why. But it's just one of those names that I believe he was a first baseman for the California Angels. It's like, and you'd see those names in the newspaper and you'd see all of them because you'd be eating your breakfast, your Cocoa Pebbles. That was mine. That's how I got so tall because it makes it into chocolate milk. So, but I was like, I would always see all these names. And it's like now I don't see the names because I don't look at the box scores. So I think Major League Baseball needs to bring back the newspaper and box scores.
And the people need to go back to subscribe. The problem is you got to tell people to put their phones down as well. And that's the tough one. People really hate doing that in this era, including myself. I even got to keep my screen time in check. But yeah, it's that. It's also the steroid era, right? Whether you agreed with the actions or not, it was crazy, those games and the numbers those guys were putting up. And then there's also just how much the pitching game has changed. Back in the day, if a pitcher was on a heater, you'd keep him on the mound a lot. Now it's so systematic, and you could argue analytics have also hurt baseball a little bit in terms of it's just played in a different way. And I'm not saying it's worse or better, but people like to watch pitchers go on heaters, and nowadays it's a lot less often. We're going to keep them out there once they get to a certain pitch count.
Well, I don't think there's been a pitcher to win the Cy Young that's won 20 games since, what was it, like 2019?
Crazy like that.
So now I don't even know if is there anybody even out there close to a 300 game winner. I have to say that the chances of another 300 game winner are probably slim to none because I can't think of it. Maybe Clayton Kershaw probably, but like I said, he's retiring and he's at most probably has got maybe a little over 200 wins possibly. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess Jason Verlander, I guess he's been around a while. But after those two, I can't really think of a pitcher that's been around for, a long period of time to where he could accumulate 300 wins. So I'd say a 300 win pitcher is probably not going to happen. Even like Paul Skeens, for instance. He's got great statistics, but the wins aren't there. So it's going to take him, a good 20 years to even come close to 300 wins.
Yeah, and I looked up for Kershaw. Kershaw is he's got 223.
That's crazy, in the career he's had. It's been pretty decorated and only have 223 wins. I have to say right now that the chances of another 300 game winner in Major League Baseball are slim,
almost non-existent, unless something major changes. It's just that's kind of what I wonder about. Is it just like analytics have almost heard it to where it's, it's the right thing to do in order to get the most juice out of your players, but it's also, fans like watching their guys consistently. And when you can only watch a guy, every so often, the viewership kind of goes up and down. And then you might have the one guy who's tuned in and just stops tuning in for whatever reason, because it's not constantly in front of him. He's not constantly getting fed what he wants to see. So he finds something else. Baseball as America's pastime, it's an enigma to me. But on the flip side of it, it's huge in Japan now. It's huge in other countries. The U.S. viewership may have declined, but viewership in other places has gone up.
It's gone up.
So it's kind of like the NBA, right? The NBA is making all this money in the U.S. The viewership in the U.S. starts to fall. But if you go look at NBA basketball viewership in other countries, it's just going up. They love it. They're eating it up. They're buying all the merch. You have and by efforts of those guys, right? And they're bringing the sport, showing everyone. So there's that excitement there. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. The viewership in America seems to be going down in some of these sports, and then viewership in other countries is going up. So it's, I don't know exactly what the what the recipe is to switch that tide. But you know, and we do got a TMZ in here saying absolutely good to see Raff on the ticket. So you got another Raff Brodies. Happy to see you on here. That's all I got, Raff. It's a tough question to answer. I'll let you try to answer it before we go to break.
I don't know. All I can think of is bring back the newspaper. If I have a newspaper every day in front of me, I'll start looking at those names that aren't as relevant. Because I mean, I think back on it now, like I completely forgot about the Cubs and the Braves, watching them every day. Glenn Hubbard, Bob Horner, Chris Chambliss, Sean Dunston, Leon Durham. I mean, names that Jody Davis. I mean, names that I like now. I just don't have that. I think it's because I don't have that access to it. Because I believe if I had that access to look at it every day, like I don't think I would ever pull up ESPN.com and look at every box score of every game. But that was one thing I had in the mornings when I was younger. Was I'd look at every morning and wake up, eating my Cocoa Pebbles, of course, and looking at the box scores of every single game. So those players of, the Juan Beniquez's, the Daryl Sconiers, those guys, Buddy Biancalana, it's like I'd see those names and I remember the team and, what they were batting or if they had RBI last night or, so yeah, I think the loss of newspapers hurt Major League Baseball.
Yeah, also just the growth of media. Because even when I was growing up, it wasn't necessarily newspapers, but I was sitting at the table, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That was the correct answer, by the way, Raff.
Okay, sure.
Cocoa Puffs was it seems great. I never got into it too
Cocoa
much.
Pebbles.
Oh, Cocoa, was it Puffs or Pebbles?
Pebbles, because it was the Flintstones.
Oh, that's right. Okay, even worse. Even worse, Raff. Cocoa Pebbles are some of the worst cereal out there.
What are we talking, Harrison?
I'm being honest. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the
Raff Brodies know that you're wrong.
But off the cereal, what I was saying, even when I was growing up, I remember the classic Midwest farmhouse where you got the TV in the kitchen on top of the fridge, and for me it was Sports Center where ESPN and sport, like that was still like pretty concise, and you'd see the ticker at the bottom and you'd wake up. And again, you get the NBA, NFL, MLB, MLS if you're into it, and you'd go to school and everyone talk about the top 10 highlights. Everyone talk about, whatever was on the ticker, what were the talking points that morning.
True,
and again, now you wake up and kids are laying in their bed on TikTok. They don't even have to go to the breakfast table to go see what's going on in the sports world or any world that they maybe want to interact with. So it's tough to get people to focus on something now is harder than ever. And, that's why all these real platforms are like the last stand. What's the last thing left that we can offer people is your time. And so it's crazy. We got one more text, then we'll go to break here. Unknown texter 8985. It also helped to win basketball cards worth 35 cents a pack. I would pour over the stats on the back of every card, even the people I never heard of. And that's another one I completely go with. And then thank you. 3100. Cocoa Pebbles. He says, yuck, yuck, yuck.
Hey, now, come on. Yeah, that's true. Baseball, sports cards. That is true. I mean, you go now, like when we were little kids, a pack of cards, 35 cents, 50 cents, and you'd collect your cards. I mean, now you want to collect cards, packs are like $5, $10. I've seen $60. I've seen, more than that. And I think that's keeping the younger generation. It's became more of like stock trading for people with the wealthier people. And it's taken it out of the hands of like the young kids and stuff like that. They don't have the access to the cards like they used to. I think they still have like some, but yeah, it's definitely not like it used to be. That's for sure. Like if you had $5, you could get 10 packs of baseball cards. Those days are gone.
Yeah, I gotta say, like the one thing that does bother me with the card world, and I kind of get it, it's tough to do, and it's different, for like niche things. Like there's Husker trading cards, and it makes sense that you got to sell those at a bigger dollar because it's not going to be widely sold everywhere. It's going to be sold at a good amount, but it's going to be more local, so you have to kind of inflate the prices to get your money out of it. But when we're talking like MLB, NBA, NFL, that is a wide audience you're selling those things to. And if you're a kid, if you want to like have any chance of getting a decent card, unless you're going for like 1 in 5,000 odds or whatever it is. You got to buy like the $80 pack that's got, a guaranteed for at least one decent card, but you're paying extra to guarantee that. Otherwise, you can buy the cheaper packs, but even the cheaper packs today, it's going to run you like $7, $10, $15, and you might get diddly squat in there. And if you're a kid, $10 is $15 is a lot. And if you get like 10 cards in there and you get nothing, you're going to spend another $15? Like, probably not. So that whole world is just kind of a bummer in itself too. And I think you do kind of see the trading card world where it's revived itself, but it's revived itself in like an older market. It's not really the kids getting into it.
Yeah, it's that is true. It's crazy now, but also too, like when we were little kids, we didn't realize, we thought we were like getting our retirement. Like, oh, we got, Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. We're going to retire on that in, 25, 30 years. But little did we know they were mass producing these cards so much that, most of them aren't worth anything. It's crazy, because I have a ton of cards from the like mid 80s to the early 90s, and most of them aren't worth anything. It's just cardboard, and it's frustrating now, because it's like, man, if I would have only been collecting, like the past like 5 to 10 years, or when Kobe Bryant was a rookie, but that's what happens.
Now it's an old man collector's game. It's a different world, and maybe that's the way they had to pivot. But it is a huge bummer that if you're a kid, some kids get into it, but a lot of them, like I said, if you don't got a lot of money, and it's going to be tough to get into that. We got to go to break though. Shout out TMZ again for the kind words there. I won't read them on air out of my own embarrassment for myself, but I do appreciate the kind words as always. You guys can join in 402-464-5685. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. All great ways to tune in, but we do got to go to break. We're over the clock as usual, Raff. I gotta get better on that. Don't go anywhere. Raff's good take on sports coming up in just a little bit.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey guys, it's Monet here with The Night Before. Why have you not stopped in lately to see me? If you haven't been to The Night Before in a while, you are missing out. Up to 20 beautiful ladies each night. Newly remodeled bar. Oh, and we now have a 12-foot video wall to watch all the big games on. Come watch a game at The Night Before. Mention this ad and your first beer is $1. Check us out on Instagram at The Night Before Lounge. Hope to see you soon.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Football game days are fun for the whole family, but not every child is ready for 4 quarters in the stadium. That's why the Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates for kids ages 5 to 12. While you enjoy the game, your kids enjoy their own adventure at the museum, conveniently located just steps from the stadium. Registration required. And the fun isn't just on game days. The museum is open 6 days a week with 3 floors of hands-on play and activities. Out-of-town families, make the most of your weekend in Lincoln. Visit lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Segment number 2, Raff's Good Take on Sports right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Appreciate all you guys tuning in as always, all the Raff's roadies. Great to hear from you. With that being said, segment number 2, I know you got NFL on the slate. I was going to say this, Raff. I don't know why, but Austin decided to give your show the best intro music and outro music. It's probably the best one out here. So shout out to Austin Orman, one of the Ticket's best. But Raff, NFL, floor is yours as always.
Okay, NFL. Speaking of Austin Orman, the Colts.
Ooh.
Are they the best team in the NFL?
Yeah. I don't know why we have to do this thing where we just like we have to wait for them to win the Super Bowl. Like right now, they are the best team. Are they going to be the best team at the end of the season? I don't know. But right now, it's kind of hard to say they're not the best. And if you maybe not the best, but at least in the conversation. If you can't even do that, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they've played good. They've played good football, and I've thought, they played the Broncos, up with the Giants. But see, that's where I stumble a little bit because Broncos are. I'm looking at the ESPN power rankings. Mm-hmm. They have the Broncos still going down. 11th. Okay, so. They're 11th. However, they pretty much had the Colts game won, except the illegal leverage or whatever. So they went back, kicked the game winner. But Denver had that game won, pretty much other than a leverage call. I mean, they didn't deserve to win, but they had it won, except the leverage call. The Eagles, they have it number 3. The Broncos beat the Eagles last time I looked. So I'm not sure, like the ESPN power rankings, are we looking like you just got done saying as of right now, the Colts are one of the best teams in the NFL. Well, I'd have to say, as of right now, wouldn't the Broncos be in that upper echelon too, and not 11th? That's my fandom. That's my fandom coming out. I like playing devil's advocate a little bit there because I really care less about the rankings, but I see that and I just sort of raise my eyebrow because I'm like, well, aren't the Broncos, so that's me.
I mean, the Broncos sitting there at 5-2. I think that's fair to say, if not in the fringe. I mean, say what you will, the Broncos defense is incredible. And if Bo Nix keeps playing like Bo Nix and he gets better as the season goes on, then yeah, the Browns. It's the Chiefs got a slow start, and I understand why you want to respect the Andy Reid Mahomes duo. They've been 2-3, and I've said it 100 times, but they were 2-3, and then they went to a Super Bowl. They were 2-3 this year, and I think they're 3-3 now. But you have these runs where these teams, and that's why I say I don't like to just hold out like, oh, well, I know that these guys are going to get it right eventually, so they're still number one until they get it right within that year. I mean, I'm not going to reward the turnaround before a turnaround happens. So that's how I always land.
I always like these polls because, like ESPN, for instance, I just look at it and I was like, are you ranking them by what you think they're going to be at the end of the year? Or are you ranking them, what they've done so far during the season? Because they have the Eagles at 3, and up until a couple weeks ago, they were in some pretty massive turmoil. The Buccaneers at 4. I'm like,
yeah, they're projecting. I think
I'm like number 4. I'm like, Buccaneers are a good team, but 4 seems a little bit high. And then, not knowing what's going to be with, Mike Evans, with his injuries and having the concussion. And then you've got the Rams at 5, which they had a good game against the Jags. So I'm okay with that. The Bills at 6.
Can I selfishly ask where my Chicago Bears are at quickly?
Oh, yes, I can do that for you.
And then tell me where the Commanders are.
Okay, your Chicago Bears are 14th.
Hey, okay.
And your Washington Commanders are 19th.
All right, that was a big win for us.
You better watch out. I saw DP walking behind you a little bit earlier. You clapped too loud. He's going to be coming in there and saying, "Hey, I'll show you, Commander."
Yeah, you're right. I'll keep it down. Man, I hope he's not listening in his office. Commanders are great. Daniels has a bright, promising future. No, I asked that to try to figure out, how are they ranking these? Because there is a world where people still put the Commanders ahead of the Bears, and I was like, well, we'll see how ESPN sees fit there. I'd actually put the Commanders a little bit higher than that even. I'd have the Bears ahead, but I don't think the Commanders are the 19th best team in the league right now. But I think they project them on what they think they're going to be. At least that's the way it always seems to read to me, because the Colts, regardless of the hot start, like it took them a long time to keep pushing this Colts team, and they're still just kind of slowly but surely pushing them. If the Chiefs started out, the Chiefs is a bad example because I can understand the Andy Reid and Mahomes idea. And if those guys start off hot, you feel pretty good about those guys keeping it up. But, there's certain teams where they really have to just put on show after show after show before anyone gives them their credit. And that's why I just like to live with the numbers that in front of me. The moment you get into the projections is when you look like an idiot. And if you don't believe me, just go look at everybody's AP poll before the season started. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, projecting is a bad idea most of the time because you end up just being way wrong.
Okay, so here's one for you. The New York Giants. They are 27th this week in the ESPN Power Rankings. They dropped 2 slots after last week's game. I'm not sure how can you drop them 2 slots? I mean, they almost had Denver beat. I mean, say what you want about Denver's offense. Defense is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the Giants, played, up until the last 5 minutes and like 48 seconds of that game. I thought the Giants played really well. I thought, they're a team. I could see them on the rise with their defensive line, what they have at quarterback now, and Scattaboo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they dropped 2 slots. I could actually seen them rise up 2 slots after the game they played on Sunday.
I would have kept them just stagnant, I wouldn't drop them because, again, it's impressive. And that's a team where if you are in the projecting world, which it seems like that's kind of how they base them, you would think that they wouldn't drop, because even though they lost, you're looking at Jackson Dart, you're looking at Cam Scatterbo, you're looking at their defense. And I know it fell apart in the fourth quarter, but I mean, the Giants are giving people fits. Did they not just beat the brakes off the Eagles not too long ago?
So would you take, just for instance, would you take the Giants over the Bengals right now?
Yeah, I would. I mean, until Joe Burrow's healthy, I'm taking the Giants.
Would you take Giants over the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Giants over the Cleveland
Browns? Let me. How are the Cardinals doing? I might want to double check on that one, because the
2-5.
Giants, 2-5. I would put them over the Cardinals. Cardinals seem like they're heading towards dysfunction, and the Giants seems like they're heading towards function.
Giants over the Browns?
Yeah, for the same reasons. Well, I mean, the Browns, you could. Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with the Giants.
Giants over the Ravens?
It might change this weekend, but yeah.
So that's like 5 teams that are ahead of the Giants there, where it's like,
and they're banking on Lamar coming back and being the better team, which is probably going to be true. But as of right now, I'm going on what's in front of me, not what's going to happen. So this weekend with Lamar back, well, I think Lamar's got my Bears. So, and pretty much everyone's healthy for the Ravens. So if the Ravens come out and they kick tail, then okay, now we'll start taking them more seriously, and we'll really look at what this team is. And I'm more about like, what does that team look like on a week-to-week basis? With also, you gotta, wins matter. But yeah, I don't like living in the world where I'm just like projecting that all these teams are going to be good and get it right as soon as everyone's healthy. So until they do, I'm just not going to put them ahead.
So who would be your worst team in the NFL right now?
Jets or Dolphins? Take your pick.
What about the Titans?
No, I mean, at least with the Titans, there's some hope, right? I mean, it's not great hope. It's a sliver of hope, but tell me where the hope is in the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah, see, that's I'm with you there. That surprised me. Like, they have the Dolphins at 30, Tennessee at 31, and then the Jets at 32, which I think I'd flip-flop Tennessee. Like you said, I think there's a sliver of hope. I think with Cam Ward, I think they've got a piece that they can build on there, which I don't think the Dolphins have. I'm not sure what they have, to be honest with you. I think
they have a head coach waiting to get fired.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tua lost his team a little bit, with his press conference a couple of weeks ago. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the Dolphins. I don't see it getting better for the Dolphins. I see there'll be a new coach in Miami next year, one way or the other.
Yeah, and the funny part too is, like, who did the Dolphins hire? Do you want to get Flores? Oh wait, you burned a bridge with him. Do you get Fangio? Oh wait, you burned a bridge with him. Who do you get? You burn all these bridges, and the best prospects right now are guys that you got rid of.
It's got to be Gruden.
Gruden's not gonna. Well, I don't know.
You've got to make a splash hire. I think he's the only guy that would be that splashy hire that could, reinvigorate the Miami football Dolphins. I think he's got to be their guy that they look at.
He has been itching to get back, so
yeah,
you might be onto something, because he's talked about wanting. He does. He's not out of his mind, and he loves ball. I mean, he just does. So he might.
I don't think the hot big name coordinator is going to get it done for Miami. I think they've got to make a name hire, and they've got to do something, especially down in Miami, where you have Miami Dolphin fans, but it's not the big supportive community, since it's such a mixing bowl down there. So many different, teams, a lot of New York teams, a lot of that. So they've got to make something super splashy to get the attention of, the people down in Miami.
Yeah, to do something to make them watch the game again. I mean, it's tough. Like I said, I think they definitely lost Tua, and if the leadership with Tua was still intact after he threw 3 picks, I mean, that hurts even more. So tough sledding for the Dolphins. And, sorry if you guys heard it too much. If you listen to early break, I know you've heard that all too much from our guy, Jake Sorensen, who's just been an absolute doomsville this season. What about the Saints, real quickly? Which situation's worse between the Saints and the Dolphins?
Oh, it's so funny. The Saints went into the year thinking that they're going to draft, Cooper, or not Cooper. Why am I forgetting his Eli
Oh,
they're not Eli. Why am I forgetting Cooper's son's name? I have his dad's name, Cooper. What's Arch? They thought Arch was going to be, the number one draft pick, in the draft. And now you're sitting there going, yeah, that's probably not going to happen for a few more years. So I think New Orleans and Miami are both sitting in not spots that I want to be in. And then the Saints have Tyler Shuck. Is he injured, or is there, or when do you think they put him in? I
kind of forgot about Tyler Shuck.
So you've got to think that they're going to want to give him, some snaps and see if he's, lived up to the draft pick they spent on him, or is it just one that they just, I don't know. The Saints and the Dolphins are programs that they're in trouble. I mean, that's all you can say. They're in trouble.
I don't think he's hurt. I'm not saying anything about him being hurt. So yikes.
So you got to think eventually you got to be like, okay, Spencer, you've had your chance, but we've got to go with the young guy and see if what we got here is something, where he can light the flame for Saints football. But the Dolphins, I mean, you just keep on spinning your wheels with Tua, and Tyreek's gone, so you got him and Waddle, and that's after that, and then the running back Achane or whatever, he's a good ball player, but other than that, I don't know. The Saints and the Dolphins definitely have a lot of work to do. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's nice for my Bears not to be in the conversation, or your Broncos not to be in the conversation this year, Raff. It's been nice. Let's enjoy it. Raise a glass, your bowl of cereal, whatever you got. But nonetheless, we got to throw it to break. Don't go anywhere. Raff's good take. We'll finish with some positivity as always right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Aloe at 866-481-2556 or visit aloefiber.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar in Lincoln reminds listeners to keep our local farmers in your heart during the fall harvest season. Our local farmers work hard to provide for our daily meals all year round. Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar, located at 4141 Pioneer Woods Drive in Lincoln, offers fresh and delicious pasta, seafood, hand-cut steaks, and a wide variety of wines. For reservations, call 402-489-0005. The staff at Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar in Lincoln are forever grateful to the dedication of our local farmers.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Meindl delivers premium German-engineered comfort, brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Meindl's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MeindlUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MeindlUSA.com. Meindl, comfort you have to feel to believe.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment before we get to the Ticket Tennis Hour with Nebraska tennis men's head coach Peter Colbelt. But Chris Raff, as always, on a chilly Wednesday night here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's end with positivity. What is Raff's good take here on Wednesday, October 22nd?
All right, everybody. Today's Ralph's Good Take goes out to all the TSA workers and the air traffic controllers. Not a big guy in politics. Just don't really like dealing with all the shenanigans.
Fair enough, my man.
But right now, these TSA workers and air traffic controllers, they are still working because they're considered essential workers, and they're doing this without pay. And I know that when everything comes back, they'll end up getting back pay, which I understand that. But right now, and you're working and you have, mortgages that are due and, kids' schools and, electricity, you got all this stuff that you've got to pay and you're not getting a paycheck and you're doing it pretty much pro bono for now. Everyone out there that works in that industry, your Ralph's Good Take, because you could make it awfully tough on the rest of us.
Yeah, couldn't say any better myself without getting into all the gobbledygook, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's just grinding out there. And that's a big one. I think everyone wants that position people to be locked in and keeping everybody safe out there. So great, Raff's Good Take. And I'll just throw one out there for Husker volleyball fans. It's been great. You got a big one. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And Friday, you do got the pink match versus Northwestern. And obviously Husker football has Northwestern this weekend as well. So if you're going to that, wear pink, support him. But nonetheless, Raff, we're going to wrap it up here. Appreciate, as always, your time here on a Wednesday night. Talk to you again tomorrow. But don't go anywhere. Ticket Tennis Hour up next.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.